The Major League Quadball playoffs and finals just happened this past weekend, so now it's time to give out some awards and accolades for all the amazing players in the 2025 season. Hello and welcome to Snapshot, your place for all news, history, and just talking about the sport of quadball. My name is Jackson, and today I sit down with two very special guests to hand out awards for the 2025 season. Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, Defensive Chaser of the Year, MVPs, and All-MLQ Teams are just some of the awards we're giving out today. So stay tuned for the 2025 Snapshot Awards. Welcome into the Snapshot 2025 MLQ Award Show. My name is Jackson Vaughn. I'm here with the hosts of 3BI, Brandon Kubena and Ashton Butler. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Howdy, I'm Brandon Kubena, host of 3BI, just like Jackson said, and I'm excited to be here.
My name is Ashton Butler. I'm also a host of 3BI, and I am also excited to be here.
Thank y'all very much for coming on. We're going to be going through our awards for the whole season, some of which are the same as the awards that MLQ gave out, and some are some just fun extra ones that we tacked on. Where do y'all want to start? I think Rookie of the Year, good spot.
Yeah.
That works.
All right. So how this is going to work for all the awards, we're going to go third place to first place based on who we think. We did our top three for each award. Each award is assigned a certain number of points. So first place gets 3 votes, second gets 2, and third gets 1. We're all going to reveal our votes, and then we'll tally them all up and see who wins the award overall.
Yep.
So let's start with third. Who is third place in y'all's Rookie of the Year voting?
I'm hoping this is a rookie. I put Delaney Lindbergh from Cleveland.
Yes.
All right. My third is Joey Bay.
Oh my God, I forgot he was a rookie.
Brandon might be changing his vote already.
I'll keep it.
I also went for Delaney Lindbergh on my ballot.
Okay, bet. Yeah, that's a pretty good choice, Ashton.
Yeah. I'm like, part of me wants to pick people that weren't picked by MLQ, but some of them, it's like I kind of had to.
Oh yeah.
But true. Okay, who do y'all have for? I think those are all pretty good picks, is what it sounds like. Second place.
I put Izzy Ramirez.
I also put
from
Izzy
San
Ramirez.
Antonio. Oh wow.
We have
I
the same
had-
guy.
Yeah.
I had Ariana Zhang.
That's a good pick too. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a good pick.
She might have made my list had I really thought about it, but I just think that I was kind of going for like overall, like almost like an MVP type system where like the more value they added to their team is kind of what I base it off of.
I agree. I also think it's kind of hard. Like, obviously, Izzy Ramirez deserved it, like the real one, no matter what. But it's kind of hard to like gauge it based on one series of film.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Sure, especially because San Antonio played the same amount of games at champs as they did, in the regular season.
Exactly.
We don't have a lot to base off of, prior to this past weekend.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of what I was doing as well is based on like I saw how much Delaney did at champs, and that's kind of what I was like, okay, she's definitely making my list now.
Right.
And that's kind of what I was going off of.
Right. We are, if I didn't say this already, we are including champs performances in these votings. So keep that in mind if you have any angry comments about our votes.
Yeah.
All right. And who got first place for y'all?
I feel like we have the same one, Jackson.
Who is it?
Is it Donofrio or D'Onofrio?
Yes, it is.
See, I knew you would say that, but I had a tie for it because I just couldn't pick. D'Onofrio was one, of course, but then tied for that was Nathan Jun.
Oh wow!
Oh, another good pick.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised at myself for not picking Jun. I think I just totally forgot that they were rookies.
I mean,
so
top 10 in goals.
You can change your vote.
I think I might be pushing Lindbergh out and adding Jun at.
That's not a slight to Lindbergh, by the way. Had a great year.
Yeah. I might just be putting Jun at 3 based on like the overall team performance.
Yeah. Well, even if you do, that would be 4 points to Jun. It'd still be 6 points to D'Onofrio.
Yeah, that kid was good. He came up to me and talked to me at Champs as well about the 3BI fantasy because I picked him up, and so I loved talking to him.
Yep. So Boston Forge, Zachary, D'Onofrio. Do we know how to say it? I actually don't know.
It's D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Gotcha.
Zachary D'Onofrio wins Snapshot's Rookie of the Year award. Congratulations.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
I have 2. One is Sean Allen, the GOAT.
Yes.
Yeah, we go.
And my
I
second
debated
one,
putting Sean on my ballot.
my second one is Leah Osborne out of Chicago.
Nice.
Definitely. Lots of good rookies this year, just across the league in general. Like, it was a good year
For real. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them did so good that I forgot they were rookies and didn't add them to my list.
Like, man, this guy's a veteran. Like,
Yeah, for real.
some of them playing like that. All right, let's move on to Defensive Chaser of the Year. This is obviously a made-up award, but it's simply who do you think did the best defensive job out of just chasers? I feel like you can go a lot of directions with this one. I'm definitely an analytical mind, so a lot of my votes are based off of the stats page as well as the eye test. But
Oh my gosh! I just realized I went off of last year's stats.
this guy.
Oh no!
For all
I'm wrong. I was looking at last year's stats right now.
Okay.
So I did go off the right year.
Good.
Um,
Don't make me
can I go
redo
ahead?
this whole video.
Can I go ahead and say mine?
Yes. Who's your third place?
Oh snap! Okay,
Oh,
third place.
Did you just do one for this one?
Yeah, my
Okay,
fault.
well, all right, give me your one then.
My one was Brian Melchior, because he had only 1 less stop than Peter Brechting in 3 less games, and so I'll go ahead and say Peter Brechting is my number 2, and Leo Fried is my number 3.
Okay.
All right. My number 3 was also Leo Fried.
My number 3 was Ryan Mejio.
Oh, that's a pretty good pick.
Mejio
was
was
like
my 2.
top 5.
So hold on, you had Mejio at 2, Ashton?
I had Mejio above Leo.
Okay, I had Leo at 2nd.
Interesting.
Y'all both had him 3rd.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's 4 points to Leo then. And then who's your Melchior was first for you, right, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay, Ashton, who was first place for you?
Molly Potter.
Oh wow. We did talk about her on our podcast a bunch this season.
I mean, that's an eye test one for me because I felt like obviously she doesn't have as many stops as like Leo or Ryan, but in terms of just impact, in terms of playing bigger than she is, because she's not the biggest human being in the world, but she makes her presence known. She plays she's in the passing lanes always. She's a really, really good defender, and I thought she made the difference a lot for New York.
You got me reconsidering my list now, I'm not going to lie.
Well, who was your number 1?
My number 1 was also Peter Brechting. Well, I guess he was
Nice.
2 for you. But...
Yeah, 2 for me. I'm surprised really surprised that he wasn't on Ashton's list. Ashton loves this guy.
I do, but I feel like I also took into account what series people got their stats.
That makes sense. Well, then I'm surprised that you. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like Peter Brechting got 11 stops against Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Need I say more?
Sure.
Right. So I think, but if you were to get 11 stops against, I don't know, Detroit, I'd be like, okay, you earn those. But it's like that's why I'll keep it straight up. Not a whole lot of Washington players made my list anywhere, and that's because most of their stats came from against Ottawa.
Yeah, and that what's crazy about that? Going back to the what is it? Defense or Rookie of the Year? Nathan Jun, you said was top 10 in goals, and he didn't play in Ottawa.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Oh, he's top 10 in goals, really?
Mhm.
Oh my
And
god.
D'Onofrio didn't get a chance to play against them either.
So that just goes to show like kind of how well they did.
Yeah.
Man,
No, for sure. Well, given
Honorable
our
mention
points,
there. Honorable mention Brian Mulcahy.
yeah, I wanted to put him on
Yeah.
there, but he just didn't play enough this summer for me.
Agreed.
well, it sounds like I think based on the points I have, it's gonna go to Peter Brechting for us. But I think there was.
Nice.
I mean, you could probably make an all defensive team, honestly, from all the names that we just made.
Definitely.
For sure.
Okay, to pair with defensive chaser of the year, we have defensive beater of the year. Not the same as just beater in general, but who's specifically the best on defense. It could be with ball or without ball.
My number 3 was Ryan Sue.
Same here.
Same here.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
Not much to
especially
say
after
now.
playing him this weekend, we could not figure out how to get past that guy. Especially like we'd be running fast breaks, and he was beat, and he would run, tag in, get to his ball before we finished our fast break.
Yeah.
So it's the hustle that this guy has, and just willingness to just put in the extra work to get there and make sure that your life is as hard as possible when you're trying to score, even in a fast break.
Yeah, not to give away too much, but this is not the last time that Ryan comes up on my ballot for all the awards.
Oh, wow.
I've been giving him a lot of gas this year, just because you're right. I love the hustle that he plays with, and he's also just good, just in general, like throwing and connecting beats. I think. But I think hustle goes a long way.
I also
the big part of
a lot
defense.
for me too is just how much he keeps dodgeball control with Ray Brodeur. And like if you throw at the guy, there's a like maybe a 50% chance he jumps it, and that's part of the defense to me, right? Where he can make you lose your ball without throwing his, and that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I want to put this into perspective. Ryan played 115 drives and only was scored on 37 times.
Jesus,
Oh my gosh.
that's amazing. So his plus minus is absolutely insane.
It's a 22, which is
It is top
fifth in the
4.
league, fourth in the league.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What a beast. All right, I'm not going to lie. I'm moving him up my list to number 2.
That's a good shout. Good shout.
So then who goes down to 3 for you now?
Adrian Koretsky. Because, as you talked about, it kind of has to do with the series that were played. I'm pretty sure Adrian was there for Ottawa, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they were number 1 in stops against Ottawa. So with
Sure.
8, which is like a pretty good amount, and it's still not all the stops that they got this season, which was 19. So staying in my top 3, just going down because we talked about Ryan, and I just have been convinced.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My 2 was Max Havlin.
Nice.
It's a good pick. Havlin at 2. So I went for a Washington beater at 2, but not Koretsky. I went for Colin Bourne simply because, and you can make the argument about Ottawa, right? But similar amount of stops to Koretsky, but the plus minus was a whole lot better, just in general. So I don't know if that's to deal with like just the overall impact on the defense, like how we were talking about with Ryan, but the numbers just look better, and I thought the eye test was similar enough, so I gave the nod to Colin.
Well, I'll go ahead and even support your pick as well, because you bring up the Ottawa series. He only got 2 stops during that, and even if he didn't go, he would have been equal to Koretsky's amount of stops.
Well, there you go.
So Ottawa didn't pad his stats very much.
Well, thank you for supporting my argument then.
Yep.
Okay, and number 1.
I put Colin Bourne.
I put Matt Brown.
See, it's hard to argue against Matt Brown, but I'm just like, for me, part of it was the caliber of like the team that you have as well. Where like Chicago is going to get stops with or without Matt Brown a lot of the time.
That's a good point.
And like you could say the same for Washington, but they didn't have a lot of their defensive players for a bunch of their games. So That's why I give it to Bourne. Also, he's on my fantasy team for 3BI. Got to show love.
Okay. I don't know.
I want to put. This is one thing that you guys probably don't know, just because the stats aren't up for the Minneapolis series. But he had 9 stops in
Matt Brown?
Minneapolis. Matt Brown.
Oh,
So he'll be first in the league for stops.
He will be.
Against Minneapolis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can argue with that one, Brandon.
Matt Brown's going to third on my list. I'm sorry, Koretsky.
I had Brown.
I only have 3 picks.
I had Brown winning it before Ashton said that, and given the champs performance, and 9 stops against Minneapolis, I think that's going to cement it for me.
Nice. Well, I'll say my list again since I changed it. 1 is Bourne, 2 is Shoe, 3 is Brown.
I also want to put this into perspective. Matt Brown got scored on 8 times this season.
8?
In 53 drives. He has 8 minus in his stat line. Well, that's not including whatever happened in Minneapolis.
I mean, that's a small sample size in terms of drives, but single digits in the minus department is still insane.
I don't want to hate on the guy.
He got scored on 15 times this year.
I don't want to hate on the guy, but who did he play against?
We just said Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
No, he said not including Minneapolis.
So Minneapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, he got scored on 15 times.
Wait, they only scored 7 for Minneapolis on him?
Yep.
I mean, still keeping him
26 drives.
Very good. Very good.
Matt Brown got scored on 15 times this season, and that's the average in which we got scored on in Legends in every game.
Well, hey man, we don't have these beaters, all right?
Fair enough.
Yet.
Matt
Brown's going to be my roommate next summer.
For Legends today. Not today. Tryouts aren't open yet, but
shoot, you can start trying out right now.
They'll take you. All right, let's go to most improved player. This is based on 2024 to 2025.
We're doing 3, 2, 1 for this as well.
Yeah, let's run it.
Okay, y'all are gonna have to go first.
Did you?
All right.
You didn't do yours.
So I have one honorable mention I want to mention, and then I'll go into my 3. My honorable mention is Byron Ing, who, especially at Champs, just took a whole nother level in terms of just like, if you got to watch New York play at Champs, you know how much of an impact Byron made when he went out there, especially being the sub for Leo Freed. Yeah, going out there and being that 6th man and being like having a way different role than he had in Chicago. And I thought he played that role so well, of being able to ball carry, being able to use his skill set a lot better. And I thought he showed himself and proved himself really well. And I'm actually talking myself into it. He's 3 now for me. My honorable mention is Levon Tiskarishvili from Washington.
That's a good one.
Especially on a team that struggled last year, outside of Zan Siddiqui at Seeking. I thought he came in, played his role at a really high level, scored a lot of goals, got a lot of stops, just did his thing as a second-year player. I thought he took a massive leap.
I agree. My number 3 is Nick Love from Detroit.
That's a 3 is crazy.
Well, my other 2, I think you'll agree with my other 2 as well soon. But I think that he went from a good player to a great player, someone who can really lead, and someone who's being recognized across the league, not only for his fast break news stuff, but I think everyone's just kind of recognized him as a really good player. Like I said, especially after playing against him this past weekend, seeing how he did, I watched him against other teams as well, and I was just very, very impressed. So he's my number 3.
Thinking about it now, I definitely left one person off my list.
Do you need to change it again?
No, but just know that A certain Ethan Dillon should be on my list.
Yeah, I also have. I'm looking at him right now just to see. And I've. That's when I saw Nick Love, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick him.
Well, cat's out of the bag. Ethan Dillon was my number 1 for me.
Oh man.
So it's funny.
I mean, he's very, very good.
So who's your 2 and 3 then, Jackson?
My 2, I had Jack Mosley off of Riff.
That's a good pick.
And then 3, I went Joe Goulet because Joe was good last year, but I think partly like the regular season was a lot better for Joe, and then champs, Joe just took over. I think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about Joe too because I feel like last year, this is weird, right, to say, but like last year he was playing like a DA player. This year he's playing like a Team USA player, and he's not on Team USA, which is crazy.
Yeah. No, Joe played insane at champs. Not just in the seeking game, like chasing game as well. Joe was great.
Well, he was the guy for them. I mean, besides Max Meyer, he was literally like he was the finisher.
Yeah. But I want to
gonna lie
to Jack Mosley as well because not only the numbers got a lot better, but Cleveland as a team got a lot better, and I think Jack has been part of that and just elevating his teammates a lot.
Yeah, well, he's their head coach too.
Well, that there's a part of that. Okay, I was not aware of that, but that definitely that helps.
Well, it just goes to show that like he knows what he's doing, right? And so there's a reason he's the head coach of that team. I'm gonna go ahead and change my. No, I'm not. I'm keeping Nick Love at 3rd, and I'll put Goulet as my. I'll just put him as my honorable mention.
Okay, who's your 2 then, Brandon?
My number 2 is Ryan Mejio. So, reasoning for this, right? He got Rookie of the Year last year because he was a rookie with 40 goals, 13 assists. Okay, 15 stops, whatever. But he got 45 turnovers in the regular season. That's insane. And so this year, so let's not forget that this isn't including the Minneapolis series, but 5 games rostered, he only got 6 turnovers. So just that difference in itself is great, and also in only 5 games, 22 assists. That's insane. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he led the league in assists. Correct. Without his Chicago series being recorded yet. So it's that type of stuff that I think is amazing.
He only had 3 turnovers against Chicago.
So 9 turnovers total. That's
versus 24
very
assists.
Yeah, that's amazing.
All right. My number 2, I think I thought of most improved in different ways. You guys took a good player that turned great. I took a player that struggled and got really good, or like
might be
a formidable player.
Might be the same person.
So for me, my number 2 is Ray Barnes.
Ray Barnes from Cleveland.
And reason for it, just look at numbers across the board, right? You go from 1 stop in 2024 to 12. You go from 63 drives to 101. You go from average dodgeballs 1.24 to 1.35. And you go from and you add 10 to your plus minus, and led the team in stops, 2nd in drives played, led the team in average dodgeballs. And I just thought that Ray's performance when Ray wasn't on the field, the Cleveland team really struggled as much as if anybody else was taken off the pitch. And I thought Ray's performance really dictated how Cleveland was able to play this year.
Yes. And number 1 for both of y'all.
So I put Shakti Kodaswaran because I don't know if he played in the regular season this year. I can't find any stats for him, but seeing him at champs, I remember last year I was like, oh yeah, he's kind of getting pity minutes from New York a lot of the time, right? It's just like, oh, you're gonna play during this game because this is when we play the bad teams. And even when he played at champs, it was like you're gonna be out with this person who can carry you. This year, he looked insane at champs, and I didn't even watch. I didn't watch some of the lower tier games played by New York, but seeing him in the semifinals and the finals, he just played great. And so, like I said with Joe, he kind of went from like a DA level player to a Team USA level player. I think that Shakti went from like a pretty good college player to looking like a straight up just powerhouse MLQ athlete. So I'm picking him as my number 1 most improved.
Okay, maybe I'm insane, but is Shakti not on the stats page?
He's not. That's why I was saying I'm kind of confused.
That also might be why I didn't think about him on my ballot. But
So I will admit it's purely eye test, but I was just very impressed.
Was he rostered for any
that's fair.
series? I'm looking for him right now. Yeah, he was rostered for New York.
Well, what do you mean for New York? He plays for New York.
Or sorry, for Boston.
Gotcha.
And that's it. But I'm not sure. I can look at the stat sheet. Hold on. My number one was Nick Love. I'm sure you could tell by my reaction to Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love, I thought just took early in the season, I went at Detroit for not having a ball dominant player that could go out there and play their game and dictate an offense and work their game. And Nick Love turned into that. Ashton Glenn did too. But I thought Nick.
I wrote Ashton Glenn at first, and then I was like, I don't know if he improved more than Nick Love did, though.
Yeah, I just thought Nick
Still very good.
took the top off of defenses so much, was playing at an elite level the entire season after that first game, and I just really like watching him play. So Nick Love is my most improved.
Heck yeah.
That gives Nick the whole most improved because Nick was the only one that got votes from 2 people on the ballots.
That's so crazy.
We wrote down 8 different names across our 9 player slots, which just shows, how many people had really good seasons. But congrats to Nick. You are the most improved player.
There we go.
All right. In the same kind of vein, most improved team.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, it's the Charlotte Aviators.
Oh, interesting.
I think that going from a team that kind of got steamrolled a lot a season ago, got smoked by Washington, and then obviously after what happened to them at the end of champs last year, getting beat by Washington again, I thought they really looked like a way better team this year, especially being able to bounce back, being able to hold on to leads, being able to win games when you needed them to. And they were able to beat a Washington team when they didn't have their Team USA talent. And
Yeah,
I just
crazy.
I thought Charlotte overall just got way, way better this year all around. And I thought a lot of different players from top to bottom, even, the Ryan Davis, the Lee Hodge, the Celine Richard, they looked so good this year compared to last year. Obviously, Celine was hurt most of last year, but I just thought every single person on this team looked way better. Therefore, that's why I picked them.
Dang. I'm not gonna lie. Honorable mention for me. Still doesn't make my list, I don't think, because I've always kind of thought they should be good with the people they have. My number 3, I went ahead and put Cleveland because I don't think I can justify them as improving more than my number 1 and my number 2 did. But I mean they went from no wins since 2016 or something like that to sweeping a team, making it to champs, and being competitive at times. So
right, and so I also had Riff at 3. And say what you want about Toronto, but Riff won the series, and that has to count for something.
So they swept them.
Right.
Whoops. Aviators was my number 1, but yeah. Washington was my number 3.
What the?
Yeah. I don't care how many wins they got versus Charlotte. I don't care who they won against. I thought that Washington looked really good in certain aspects, but they struggled in a lot of them as well. I thought they did well. I thought they improved. Obviously, they beat a Boston team, but I didn't think that they were as dominant as I would have expected them to. Taking the leaps that they did with all the young pieces and everything like that. Certain people I thought got better. I thought John Gaffigan did a great job coaching this team. I just thought that the jump that Charlotte made and my second place team made were just a little bit bigger.
Gotcha. I'm not gonna lie, Gaff got so much hate this year for no reason from Tea Time, and I mean he proved him wrong.
I had Admirals at 2 on my list, and granted, right, Charlotte did beat them, but I'm giving them a lot of gas for taking down Boston. And like, yes, I think Forge had kind of a down year, or at least not to the standards that they've used to had. But I just think Admirals, and this is partially, I think Admirals grew a lot over the course of the year,
I agree.
where where they were at against Charlotte, then beating Boston, and then honestly dominating the play-ins.
Yeah, honestly, they looked so good in the play-in.
And I don't feel
So
like they
good.
played horribly against San Antonio either. I mean, like, you're talking about, the
No.
eventual champions, but I thought they played all right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm putting them at third. I'm moving Cleveland off. I just totally forgot about Washington improving this year. I was just kind of like, yeah, they were already good. But I feel like not gonna lie, they were like one of the only teams where they improved just this year in my mind. Where like start of the year to finish of the year, they actually improved throughout the season.
Right.
But my other picks are off of like the past few years because most of these teams are the same core, right? And so
Sure.
that's kind of where I'm going off of.
The Admirals were good in different ways, though. Like, they got a lot of new pieces. They got a lot younger, I
Yeah.
think. And like, yes, they were still good enough to beat Charlotte and Ottawa last year, but I think just having different pieces and like becoming more of a cohesive unit with those new pieces, I think was more valuable for them this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're my third now. Number two. Wait, are we ready to go? Number two. Did y'all both give yours?
Who's your new third was Admirals, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay, and then so who's your new two, Brandon?
My number two did not move. It was Minneapolis because, like you said, Joe Goulet improved. I thought Mejio improved, and I think we just saw a lot more creativity from head coach Cody Narveson this year. Last year they tried a lot of stuff, but it was a little bit too much, I think. And this year they finally figured out, they got it right, and they made it to the semis for the first time in franchise history.
Yeah.
So I think that, especially beating Boston like that, to get to the final, I think that just pushes them into number two for me.
Ashton?
Yeah, my number two is the Kansas City Stampede.
That's a good pick.
I thought that with what they were losing with Mejio, Archibald, you lose O'Connor, you lose Nemani, you
Cleary.
lose Cleary. You lose so many people, and then essentially didn't even have Lauren Curry this year. Usami, right? You lose a big bulk of what your team was for years, and you're able to still stay afloat. Now, obviously, that's with less games played, but I think that this team was coached really well. I thought they developed really well. I thought when it came to the additions they had, they were able to kind of seamlessly fit them in. And I thought that when it came to the young pieces, whether it being from the actual MLQ season or from bringing them in from USQ, I just thought they all improved a lot. And people that weren't in positions to be the guy or the gal last year, like a Jackson Herdade, I thought really stepped up. I mean, obviously Vincent Reyes, we saw what he can do.
Yep.
And I think that Kalen Johnson took a big step up. I thought Shannon Ong played a lot better this year, and I thought for the most part this team looked really strong. It's just kind of unfortunate how their season had to go with only getting to play 2 regular season series, one of which wasn't even recorded, and then having to go to champs and playing against Chicago.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to disagree with you, but I didn't see enough. I couldn't watch anything really, because I'll be honest, I didn't watch their game versus Chicago because Minneapolis Boston was happening on the other field at the same time, and so obviously San Antonio didn't get filmed, so I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. They didn't make my list, but I don't really agree or disagree with you, even though I kind of want to agree.
Jackson, who's your two?
My two, where's my list? My two was Admirals. My number one was Minneapolis for all the same reasons that Brandon said.
Yeah. I mean, my number one was San Antonio, just because 2 years ago, they didn't even make it to the semis, right? Last year they make it to the semis and they do really, really good against New York. There's a couple things that kind of, don't go their way. And I think that they were a team that for years I was just like, bro, you're just hot. They're way too hot headed. I still think that, especially in that Washington game. But I think that the coaching of like Hayden Boys, David Avila, two dudes who, first off, are very great people, and just bring a wealth of knowledge and they know their people. They made them so much better. I don't think without those two guys coaching, I don't think they win it. And so because of that, plus getting Rookie of the Year, Izzy Ramirez, getting Baltimore Nunez and Daniel Williams, I think that makes them my number one, even though Daniel Williams is the biggest hothead in this entire sport.
And backed up by the second biggest hothead in the sport,
Who's that?
Javi Tijerina.
I knew who I.
I did too. I mean, I will say another thing I wanted to say real quick is like against Washington, they were getting pissed off, right? And I think throughout the weekend, they kind of figured out how to stay cool, calm, and collected. And by that New York series in the final, I think it was just all business. So
Yeah,
there's another way that they
that's a good way to
improved.
say it. I think you're right because I feel like especially because it was the first time they made the finals as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that brought a different air to the team.
Yeah, well, and it could have been there could have been so much pressure there, right? But it did not look like there was.
I think they were now whether you want to say this is because of like hot-headedness or cockiness or whatever, but I think once they got there, like they themselves knew that they were better than New York, or at least on that day better than New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now were they better than Leo Freed? I don't know.
Yeah.
That guy went
Ashton,
crazy.
Your third place.
For most aura?
No, most improved
sorry.
team.
Most improved team? Third
Yeah.
place, sorry, I wasn't listening. Third place team was Washington. Second place was Kansas City. First place was Charlotte.
Okay.
That's a pretty good list, even though it's completely different than mine.
That didn't end up changing the voting. Monarchs are going to be the winner for us, but
I'm okay with that, 100%.
okay, we are halfway through the awards, so I want to take a quick break to honor all of the members this year of the Triple Double Club. Triple Double, kind of a stat that I made up and also borrowed from basketball, and it's simply an award that if you got double-digit goals, assists, and stops in so double digits in 3 categories, that's a triple double. Only 9 players did it this year compared to 22 last year. Granted, people played a lot less games, but that list, the 9 players are Leo Freed, Nick Love, Shane McConaughey, John Gaffigan, Ashton Glenn, Riley Stars, Carson Olazaba, Molly Potter, and Jack Mosley.
Oh. We've talked about a lot of those. We might have talked about all those people already.
I think all but 2 of those names, 3, have come up in our conversations.
Mm-hmm. Well, Carson Olazaba,
Riley, and I think Shane. Maybe we talked about Shane a little bit, but
dang.
You forgot about the most important stat, turnovers.
Oh, well, I did not Out of curiosity.
Did any of them get triple double or I guess quadruple double?
6 players got quadruple
I will say
doubles.
that I'm looking at it right now. 1 player got it. I will not name them. I'll let y'all look it up for yourself.
I see who it is. It's Shane McConaughey.
So there's 6 people that got quadruple doubles.
Oh,
wow.
I was looking at just 1 team. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my gosh.
Well, it wasn't just Shane. Good job, Shane. You got a triple double.
Who did it? And you know what? That's a question for another day. Who did it and did get double-digit turnover?
Lombardi was 1 assist away from being in that.
I know. Led the league in goals, by the way. Congrats, Joe Lombardi.
Leo Freed got a triple double without the double-digit turnovers.
Quality. All right, moving on to what do I have next on my list? Play of the year, and we're going to do this one a little bit differently. We're all going to give our own, just which one we want as the play of the year, because I think there's so many plays that we could go on. I don't want to say that there's one play that was like the play of the year. So we're just going to give our personal top 3.
Before we do that, I just want to point out Riley Stars had a triple-double in one series against Ottawa
Are you kidding?
with 0 turnovers.
Let me say what you want.
That's
but
crazy.
insane.
That's amazing.
All right, so I only picked one play of the year just because I thought,
I did too.
yeah, okay. What was y'all's?
Here,
Mine,
I'll go.
I'll go first, just because I'm excited about this one, and like I'm pretty sure this has been done before, and it'll happen again. But I saw this one live. I was commentating this one live, and so I thought it was fun. It's when Jay jumped through the hoop in the San Antonio series.
What?
Yeah.
I think that was against
Whatever.
y'all.
It was.
And I mean, I know that might be a sore subject, but it was cool to commentate that on the broadcast. So shout out to Jay for jumping through the hoop.
I guess being able to commentate it, yeah, pretty cool. But it would have been cooler if he did a backflip through the hoop. So.
Well, I mean, objectively, yes. But you know what, Brandon? Whenever you backflip through the hoop, then we can talk.
All right. Give me like 10 years.
Brandon said, I'm going to go do it right now.
All right. Well, mine is so end of Chicago game 2. This is where Byron is running down the field, right, against his previous MLQ team that he's made it to back-to-back finals with.
Storylines?
He's driving down the middle. DME kind of gets in front of him and doesn't really tackle him, but Byron kind of tries to get out of the way, throws it over to Leo. Leo backtracks, gets the ball, and DME launches off of Byron's leg on accident as Leo picks it up.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Then Leo drives through Ariana Zhang while DME kind of runs back to defense. He pulls Kennedy Murphy and DME and then gives it to Molly Potter on the right side, who grabs it and finishes it past Riley Andrews to secure the win, get them to game 3, which they end up winning. So it went from game 2, Chicago needs 1, to those 3 finishing this game out and then winning game 3 to get to the final. I thought that was amazing, especially due to like Byron put everything on the line there. He sustained an injury in the middle of it, and then he still came back and he played in game 3. So that's kind of just the heart in that play, and just the skill that they had to finish it as well was amazing, especially being, on the side of the field and just seeing it live, and just all of us were so excited. I was rooting for Chicago, but it was just an amazing play.
Yeah. I've seen that one clipped on Instagram. I can't tell you how many times, but
yeah, it's, there's a slow motion version on Reddit as well.
I hate it because you just watch Byron just rivaling in pain.
Well,
I hate watching the beginning of it because it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
But my play of the year, I guess it was a sequence, but really is because of this goal. It was Alyssa Villalba scoring a goal from the ground, kicked the ball, scored.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And like from a distance too, like it wasn't like a close thing. I thought that was insane. Like I haven't seen anyone score
for
like
plays
that.
like that. Sometimes, like plays like that, I'm just like, I don't know, like, was it on purpose? Was it on accident? But that's where this is a good category. No,
it doesn't matter.
No, that's what I'm saying though. That's what makes this category good, is just the fact that it's like, it's cool regardless. You know what I mean?
Okay, but then she's then proceeded the following defense to get 2 blocks, one against Ryan Mejio on the hoops. Therefore, the sequence of plays is the play of the year.
You did say sequence. See, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even see the play. I don't remember what I was doing, but everyone was like, "Oh my god!" and I was like, "What?" So I haven't seen it, but I think I love stuff like that.
I think Ashton might be objectively right about that one though. Like the kick goal is like the coolest play.
See, but that's not a play. That's just kicking the ball and it goes through the hoop. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a play.
Brandon.
It's cool though. It doesn't matter.
All right, you do that now.
I've seen Miguel do it.
True.
No, here's what I'm saying though. What she did is cool. It's a cool moment, but it's not a cool play. You know what I mean?
I guess. But...
And it shows she's a good player, but it's just not a cool play.
I just highly disagree with you, but it's okay.
It's fine. Sorry, no, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yours is more. Right. I can see that yours is more of like a play, like designed play. But I mean, kick ball go in hoop is just objectively cooler.
Mr. Hey, this guy jumped.
I don't know, Brandon. Quadball 1 says you scored 1 time, so Alyssa scored the same amount of goals as you with her feet than you did with your hands.
Alyssa is lucky that
Brandon.
let's move on.
Let's move on. So we're talking about play of the year. It's kind of more of just a cool category. Well, now we're going to go for most aura.
Yes.
Take that any way that you want. Which player had the most aura this year?
Are we doing 1 or 3?
Let's just do one.
Okay.
Give honorable mentions, but then pick your one.
All right. I have 2 honorable mentions. 1, John Evans,
Jeff.
the GOAT. 2, I mean, this is the contender for it every year, is Nivas Jairam.
Yes.
Also, yes.
But my most aura, and this guy gets aura not only because he's good, not only because everyone knows him, but also because everyone hates on him. LeJavian Stewart, the greatest of all time. Everyone knows
you just said that one of your honorable mentions was the GOAT, and then you said the same thing about your pick.
Well, you know what? They're GOATs in different categories, okay?
That's right.
LeJavian Stewart gets hate for no reason and is really freaking good. Everyone knows who he is because he's that good.
Yeah.
End of story.
All right. Well, it's interesting you say Nivash, because one of my honorable mentions was Lauren Smith, just someone that no talk, all ball, right? The community knows her and loves her, but she just gets on the field and she just plays ball. So, my other honorable mention was Joe Lombardi, just coming out of the woodworks. I had never heard of the guy until that week 1, and immediately I was a Lombardi boy. So, then number 1, John Gaffigan. Once again, I've seen the guy play. He gets hated on, but just comes out and just, I think they were the 2nd overall, most improved team for us on our list. And I remember I had heard about this guy like once before. So when I joined the coaches meeting at the start of the year, and I'm in there pretty early, it's just me and Jen Connard. And she goes, "Oh, hi, Gaff." And I joined. Bro looked like he just woke up from a nap. He's sitting there just camera on, just waiting for everyone else to join. And I immediately was like, dang, that guy's got aura. So as someone who can do all that in one season, I think he's my most aura.
For me, I'll spoil it. My most aura was also Jay for a lot of the same mentions, and because jumping through the hoop is very cool. 2 honorable mentions. I'm gonna Joe Goulet again.
He does have aura.
Chase would say that's number 1.
This is specifically in the seeking game, I think. I mean, in all parts, but mostly in the seeking game, I think. There's just
celebrations in front of the camera.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I love it.
Just, all of the emotions and the excitement on his face, and he makes it very apparent.
Well, he so when he got the catch to win that first game against Boston, or I guess technically game 2, he was running and he's like, "Let's play some more quad ball." And I was like, dude, that's such a good line. Such a good line.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm sorry, before not to cut you off, but you keep talking about Jay jumping through the hoop, but you have no idea that Nivash off camera during the San Antonio game did a 540 McTwist through the top hoop against San Antonio. So
the top.
Why don't you check your aura now, buddy?
Are you sure through the tall hoop?
Yeah.
How about you send me that footage and then?
No, there's no footage. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not doubting Nivash. I am doubting you, though.
That's all right. All right, man. Wow. Okay.
No,
What's your last one?
I don't know. My last one was Daniel Williams. I mean, say what you want, but I mean,
that boy don't got aura.
Crowd, hyping up the stream. I mean,
that man was walking out of the walk-ups tunnel like he was pissed off that he had to go to work the next day.
Bro, he's just mad that he has to play, bro. So maybe that. Hey, man. I kind of like our picks.
Either way, Jay got 2 votes. John got 1. So I guess shout out to Jay. I guess is the official winner, but So there's,
Yeah, everyone else kind of just tied essentially, right?
yeah, tie for second.
As
I guess.
honorable mention.
All right, we've made it to the big ones. We're gonna go through MVP first, and then we'll do the All-MLQ teams. But let's do MVPs first. This is kind of hard to do because this is a real award. So in light of
Yeah.
the real awards that came, I will say 2 of mine were the same. I had one that was different, but we did go first to third. At least I went 1, 2, 3. So let's do all of ours and see if we have different ones than MLQ gave out. Let's start in the East. Who'd you have for third in the East?
Y'all go first.
Go ahead, since you're introducing it. I feel like you haven't gone first yet.
Sure. My third place ended up being Tessa Chico.
Nice.
I really wanted to have. I mean, actually, I think all of mine might be New York players, but I thought Tessa just had an amazing year, like last year. Second on her team in stops, and the plus minus was also really good this year, and like had a less than 1.5 average dodgeball, which means that she wasn't playing with the dodgeball most of the for the majority of the time, and was still making a lot of plays happen without the ball. And I think that says a lot about just overall impact in general. And so I gave it to Tessa.
Yeah, I think it was his 3. My 3 was Athena Mayer. I thought she had a crazy season. I thought in terms of, passing the ball, playing defense, scoring. I thought when she was out there, she was very good at just commanding the offense, playing like the USNT talent that she is. I thought that, she obviously Dylan was amazing. Olazaba was amazing, but I thought that she, in terms of chasing, was the most impactful player on the pitch whenever she was out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I also put Mayer for number 3, and I put Tessa for number 2.
There you go. I want to support your point, Ashton. Mayer did not make my list, and maybe I might change that honestly. But to your credit, Mayer does not show up on the score sheet very often. Only 5 goals. However, led her team in assists and stops, which I think goes to exactly what you're talking about, and just being a presence everywhere on the field. And it doesn't have to be scoring.
Yeah.
Might be convincing myself, but I want to hear what the other ones are.
So this is just in my opinion. I don't think you can have 2 people in the running on the same team for MVP. Actually, no, that's not true. I'm doing it anyways. I don't care. Number 2 for me is Molly Potter. I said it already in terms of her impact on defense. Offensively, she was a motor. She was hitting shots. She was scoring. She was dunking. She was passing the ball. And especially, she was just filling that role that we've expected her to for a long time. She really took – it's crazy to think she took another jump this summer, right? She went from really good to great to amazing this summer. Molly Potter just proved that debatably the best player at her position in the sport. And it's hard. That top is muddy now between Morella, Mayer, Potter. Those folks. It's really muddy of who's number 1 nowadays, I think. And I think that's a lot of that is because of how well Molly played this summer and how much better she got.
Dang. Honestly, she probably could have made it onto one of the most improved lists.
Honestly, yes.
For the same reasons as Joe Goulet, where she went from playing as a good player to playing as Team USA level. But all right.
I'm rethinking my whole list now. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say what I have, and then maybe I'll change it again later. I had Devin Lee at 2. For the same reasons as Tessa, but a little bit different, just because I think the stats just look a little bit better. They played, very similar in terms of the stat sheets, but Devin did it in 21 fewer drives and had more stops and more plus minus and more average dodgeballs. I think just did more in less time, which you could say maybe you would want to see a little bit more out of him and see Devin play more time than that to earn an MVP nod. But I think that comes with the most valuable aspect of it is like who did the most with the least, and I think Devin deserves the credit for that.
Good point. Don't care though. My number one's Freed.
Yep.
Well, who's shocked? I mean,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I totally forgot that MLQ even put him as their MVP. But just like my play of the year, without him there, they don't finish that last goal in game 2 against Chicago.
yeah,
And also, just he looked like the greatest chaser in the sport all summer. And
Yep.
so I think that if you think about New York of last year and the year before and the year before that, that's how Leo Freed played this summer when a lot of other New York players didn't. And I can say the same about Tessa Chico, and that's why she's number 2 on my list. So a lot of them just didn't feel like they were the same players as before. I mean, maybe that's because they finally found success and they settled, but Leo has not settled for anything.
yeah.
And so that's why he's my number 1.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to not say it's Leo Freed. It is, in my opinion, and it should be for everyone. Led the team in every stat, and even in a lot of the series when John Jackson wasn't there, he was just kind of carrying that load and it didn't matter who was next to him. I thought his duo with himself and Molly Potter was otherworldly. And I think that, I mean, realistically, I think they could share the award. But to me, it's Leo Freed. My honorable mention, the person that I was wanting to say was Celine Richard, though. I thought that in terms of overall gameplay, the stats don't show how good she is. In terms of
go ahead.
The most hustle of almost any beater I've ever seen.
100%.
The fight to get just one dodgeball in the play, let alone both. The smarts to take advantage of, beaters, and just understanding that, like, no offense to anyone else on that team, but when she's not out there, how difficult it is for that team to do anything because of how good she is. And I think she deserves all the flowers in the world for how good she is.
Yeah.
And it sucks, too, because she has to deal with Team USA beaters in 2 out of her 4 series, and then having to play against Koretsky, who's basically a Team USA beater.
Well, yeah. Shout outs to everyone else that we've mentioned, but Leo Freed is going to get our East MVP.
Yeah.
Let's go to the North next.
Alrighty. Mine 3 is Joseph Lombardi. I think that, I mean, without a doubt, he deserves to be on this list. I can't put him at 1 because the team didn't really win many games, and I value that a lot. But I think in terms of overall impact, when it comes to the term most valuable, it's Joe Lombardi. In terms of this team would have 0 wins if Joe wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
This team would have really, really struggled. All their stats would have been worse because he's not out there. Despite leading the league in turnovers, I thought that he was far and away the reason Cleveland got better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Lombardi at 3rd for all the same reasons.
Yep.
And
we all
leading
did.
the league in goals. That helps.
All right. Well, then I guess I'll say my number 2, which is Nathan Digman. I thought that he was, I mean, again, far and away the best chaser. No, I wouldn't say far and away best chaser on this team, but in terms of just, he looked like the best player on the pitch whenever he was out there. Obviously, he got the pleasure of playing with Justin Cole. I mean, you can't go too wrong with that. And then later getting Liam Zock on that line as well. But I thought in terms of just overall gameplay and overall skill set, it was hard for me to pick anyone else just based on overall impact on their team year after year. And it was a real toss up for me between Digman and the other guy I have on this list.
Yeah, for me, my number 2 was Kennedy Murphy, especially with no Manzella for the back half of the season. I mean, they only played 6 games, and she got 8 goals, 13 assists. 3 stops, and only 2 turnovers. So just her ability to run the offense, I think, really helps this team. And obviously, like you said, she oftentimes, well, actually, she wasn't really playing with Digman too much.
She played with Andrews.
Yeah, and Andrews wasn't like, he's not like a scorer at will type of guy. He's more like, I'm going to make stuff happen for the team. And so getting 13 assists on a line like that is very impressive to me. So she's my number 2.
My number 2, I ended up going with Matt Brown, and then my 1 was Digman. I really, and I might change it, I really wanted to put Ryan Sue on my list. I know we were talking about him earlier for defensive beater. And if we're going for the most valuable argument, like who brings the most value to the team, I think Ryan deserves to be on that list. And I might convince myself, but I can't take Joe off either. Anyway, if you're going with best player, best team argument, though, I think Digman and Brown were just the best players on their team in their position and just in the division overall. And then I think Matt Brown had an excellent champs weekend, and I thought that Digman was just consistent all year in being a that's the player you give the ball to in the clutch. And like when you need a bucket, the ball goes to Digman. And I think that says a lot about the respect that his teammates have for him and the trust that they have. And I think that's like when you look at basketball, right? You give the ball to the player that you have the most trust in because they are the best and because they're the most valuable. And I think that's why I gave Digman the nod.
Yeah, my number 1, I put Ryan Shu. You said you almost made your list.
I should have put him on my list then.
Just because, like you said, with Digman, he's the guy that you kind of trust. And I think that Ryan has a little bit more value than even that because he's the head coach and he trusts his own teammates as well. And so you can always count on him. Like, okay, you need a stop. Here's Ryan Shu, right? 3rd in the league for stops. And I think that he, on offense, it's a little bit weird of a situation because what he knows that his team is good at is kind of one-on-one situations. And so he'll just pull your beaters out without having to throw his ball. I said the same thing about defensive beating earlier. He's so good at making you lose your ball without throwing his. And I think that is just such a valuable thing to have.
Yeah, I think the answer for me is Matt Brown, right? And I think in terms of looking at how this Chicago team was able to play defense compared from last year compared to this year, because Matt Brown was inserted into that team again, proved that he's the most valuable player. And I think that, yeah, go ahead.
It's just like, I don't know. I don't, this is like weird because Matt Brown is like one of my favorite players ever, right? But it's just weird to me because I feel like last year Chicago did better. Then you add him this year and they do worse. And I don't really know why.
Well,
and that's what
you look at it and you look at it that way, sure. But in terms of, I mean, they were one goal away from the final, right?
Was it just like, well, no, not technically.
But
you're right. You're right.
Were. And I think that in terms of overall impact on a team, like if you were to take one of these players we've all listed away, while I do think that, Chicago obviously has people that can step up and replace Matt. You have Tad Walters, you have Noyes Hosberg, you have Sol Alexander, you have really good beaters. But I think the Matt Brown makes so much of a difference on this team. And I genuinely think Matt Brown is in the conversation, if not is the best beater in the world. I think that conversation's kind of shut the door between maybe like 3 or 4 players: Havlin, Brown, Williams, Nunez. And I think that's
Devin Lee's not on there?
Huh?
I was thinking you're going to say Devin Lee.
No, Devin Lee is great, but doesn't have the stamina to keep up with those other guys. If we're talking one play, then yes, Devin Lee's in there. But
I see what you mean.
But in terms of being able to carry, in terms of being able to, there were multiple plays where Matt Brown had one beater in the box and kept control. Like, who does that?
Mhm.
It's just insane what I think he does night in and night out. Honorable mention though, I have an honorable mention for each of these divisions. Max Meyer.
Yeah.
In terms of when
That's a
we're
good
talking
one.
about valuable, this Minneapolis team would not be able to play at the level they do without Max Meyer. His speed, his ability to score, his ability to play defense. Max Meyer is elite at doing all the things, and I think that Max is the motor for this team.
He needs to be put on Team USA pronto.
Absolutely.
100%. If there's like one person I have to argue for, it's Max. Yeah, I mean, for me, part of it again is just like Detroit is a pretty good team, right? But without Ryan Chu, I don't think so. Right. And there's so much value he provides, especially in like a lot of these other people we said are like in their 10th year playing the sport. And Ryan's on like his 5th. And I think that has something to say too, right? Because you're going to have him for a long time. I feel like everyone else is on the verge of retiring.
That's fair, but I just think that, well, I agree with you. I just don't think that it's fair to say that simply because Ryan's team got worse and Ryan was able to just kind of stay the same.
Yeah, but it's not. I think that Ryan, so even the team getting worse, Ryan is like the grounding factor there. And so that adds value to me.
I
The team
agree.
got
And
worse, but
Obviously, you lose Leo.
They also lost Leo.
That's what I'm saying. Like the only reason they were worse is because they lost Leo pretty much. And then Ryan still made it work, I feel like.
that's fair.
Well,
He was also the head coach, so that's also part of his value.
I'm not going to change my vote because I think it creates an interesting scenario for you, Brandon, because we ended up having a tie. Digman and Brown both got 5 votes each. So because you did not put either of them on your ballot, I'm going to let you break the tie.
Oh. Digman and Brown. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say Digman.
All right.
Because, like I said, Digman, and kind of the same argument for Ryan Chu, right? Like they didn't have Matt Brown, and Digman's just been like the grounding like force of this team. And I think he, like I said, keeps him grounded. And I mean, we've seen him do well without Matt Brown. I'm not saying Matt Brown, obviously I think he's amazing, but we've seen them do well without him, and I don't know what they do without Digman.
Yeah.
So I'm picking Digman.
Congratulations to Nathan Digman, our North MVP. All right, and now we're going to move to the South.
Yep.
Now this one's a lot trickier.
Yeah, I know, dude.
There are so many directions to go with this one.
Ugh.
And I'm still thinking about it to this point. Like,
yeah,
as well. I'm just going to put a name out there and I think I'm going to lock in this person as my third. I got to give some gas to Vincent Reyes because we haven't talked about Kansas City enough, I think, on this show. Especially because San Antonio, like, they won and they were the best team in the South and they won the championship. But there wasn't a whole lot of gameplay that Reyes played this year, at least in the regular season. But I just
played 8 games total.
Right. I go back to the fact that he dropped 17 against y'all.
It's okay. He's very good.
But I made this note in one of my earlier videos that was on pace to break the scoring record. Now, like,
oh my gosh, bro got robbed.
You can't say would Vincent have scored 17 against every team in the South? I mean, against Austin and New Orleans, if they played, maybe.
I think he would have. I do. Right. I believe he would have.
What if he had dropped 17 against San Antonio? Maybe not. But he would have gotten close to breaking the scoring record if that pace stuck. And I think that deserves a nod. So I'm giving Vincent my third place vote.
And that's not even to mention that it wasn't Nivash, it was Vincent that did the 540 McTwist through the tall hoop.
Oh, it keeps changing, doesn't it?
I just forgot.
Did you? Okay.
For me, it's really hard for me to sit here and not say that it's just 3 San Antonio players. Yeah. So I'm not going to. I'll put Lauren Smith as my 3. I think that in terms of overall impact, in terms of like usage rate, in terms of, hey, give me the ball, I'm going to make something happen on this offense, is Lauren Smith. and I think that she took another step this year, and she's going to continue to take steps as a player, and especially when it comes to value. We just mentioned as a coach, value from developing all these Mizzou kids into what they are now, and taking what she's learned from Team USA, and kind of trying to run their offense kind of like it, where they're very spread out now. Last year it was a lot more condensed. This year they have a much more spread offense, and it's creating shot opportunities and dunking opportunities for their team. And I think a lot of that is because of Lauren Smith's game plan. And I think for the most part, I think Lauren Smith's physical attributes are obviously amazing, but I think her mental and her ability to understand the game and read the game are just as valuable as her physical ability on the pitch too. So I'm going to put Lauren Smith as my 3.
The term that I've used a lot on the show this year is point guard, because that's definitely the way that she plays the game.
100%.
Is in the very analytical and very thinking about, or you talk about the mental aspect. And I feel like one of the best players about just finding not necessarily the open player, but the player who's best equipped and best readily available to make a play. And I feel like field vision is something that she excels in a lot. Brandon?
Yeah, my number 3, I went ahead and I put David Avila. And I will say part of that was just to make it fun and not pick the same one as MLQ, but I could not take him off the list.
Sure.
I mentioned earlier with Most Improved Team how I think that a guy like him just makes them so much better, and just as someone who always keeps his cool, uplifts his team, and plays great. And so he's my number 3.
Ashton?
Yeah. Do you want my number 2?
Yeah, let's go to number 2. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Number 2 for me is a tie. Sorry, I don't care. But it's really David Avila, but it's tied with Hayden Boyes. I think that in terms of overall impact on the team, David Avila made their offense really strong. Obviously, it was that duo, right? They played together the whole time for the most part. So that's why I have a hard time picking one or the other. But in terms of overall scoring impact, in terms of overall defense, I think David makes a really big impact, especially behind hoops. And I think for the most part, as fun as it is to watch Hayden, I feel like David has a lot of highlights, and I think that's really cool. Whether it's the bounce pass, the dunking on someone, blocking a dunk. He had a crazy block dunk against someone. I don't even remember it at Champs. I don't remember who it was, but dude cocked back, and David just got that thing. I just think that David is obviously Hayden is this too, but I think David is one of those lead by example guys that
yeah, exactly.
You want to be your coach, and I think David's one of the easiest people to root for in this sport. And I think I just got to put him at 2.
Yeah, I can respect that. And that's what I was saying. He's the cool, calm, collective, force behind every team he's on. And everyone not only wants to win for their own reasons, but they all want to win for him. And that's not even including his own gameplay. And I've also seen him play every single position at a high level, right? Ashton's first year, David was seeking for Texas Cavalry. Then, David was a keeper, and now David's a hoop defender. And David beats for Texas State a lot. So, yeah. 100%. Very, very valuable guy.
Well, Ashton, if you're going to give out 2 second place votes, I am too, because there's someone I wanted to put on my list, but I think was just out for me. That person who I was going to put on, I wanted to give gas to Christian Cortez.
Very slept on.
Very slept on, and I think just does a lot in the seeking game. Obviously, catching is a big part of the seeking game.
True. I'll give you that.
That's kind of the most important part. But I think he does a lot of other stuff in the aspect of hindering the other seeker very well. And then we talked about San Antonio, you need more level heads on that team. And I think Christian kind of is one of those players for them. Not that factors into MVP much, but I think that just helps from a play perspective. So I wanted to give Christian a shout out. And then I'm giving my second place to Izzy Ramirez, because I think Izzy had a Rookie of the Year campaign, and she obviously won. But I genuinely think that she was that good to warrant an MVP nod as well.
Wow.
Because she's also, I mean, she's a rookie just everywhere, not just in MLQ, but in for USQ as well. And I
Yeah.
think the level that she came into the sport just needs to be recognized.
Mhm.
I think the combination of all four of those female chasers, in terms of when you talk about Ramirez, Villalba, Hay, and Sosa, I think they all are like one in that, like, no matter who's out there, you're getting high quality minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My number 2 was Lauren Smith. You already talked about her, but just the for one thing you didn't really talk about is just the defense. And so obviously we know that she's a leader for her team on offense, and just she's a coach, and she's like part of the reason they improved so much. I mean, Ashton, one of you had him on your most improved list. Just she's one of very few players in the sport that's really good at an open field tackle, and so that's just another reason that I'll add to the list for why she's so valuable, especially as a woman able to do that. Very, very impressive.
Number one, my number one was David for all the reasons mentioned.
Yeah, you said 2 of them were the same, so I figured.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, no surprise there, but
Yeah, and then since you went quick, I'll go quick too. Mine was Vincent Reyes. For all the reasons
okay.
you said earlier.
I'm surprised neither of you had Baltimore Nunez on your list.
I'm
I
with you.
wanted to, but
Baldy's my one. I just think that overall impact, when it comes, obviously plays a lot of drives. We all know that, but in
yeah,
terms of just impact, in terms of ability, in terms of intelligence, in terms of everything, I think Baldy is one of, if not the best beater in the world.
yeah. I think that for what Kansas City needed, I think Vincent and Lauren were just way
Fair.
different.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say that like Baldy is like obviously Baldy's super impactful, but it's like when you have Daniel Williams right there, it's like it's kind of hard to see how impactful Baldy is. But in terms of like their chemistry that they got over this year, and like what they were doing together, and like like in terms of not even just like making a play on big things, but in terms of like the way they would pass the ball between each other, the way they would put each other in positions to be successful and stuff, and that duo was magical to watch this year.
Well, it's
Alrighty.
going to end up going to David.
Yeah.
Congratulations, David Avila, on winning our South MVP.
Yeah, it means so much more than the real one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I
Yeah.
mean, people are vying for the snapshot. They didn't even know this video was going to happen, but they
That's
wanted the
true.
award.
And they still were thinking about it.
Yeah,
True.
I didn't even have the idea in my head yet, and they were like, you know what? What if Jackson gave out MVP awards? That's what we're fighting for.
Literally.
Yeah.
I
Guaranteed.
was thinking it too.
Exactly. So you understand.
Mhm.
All
All
right.
right.
Now for the final award segment, it's the All-MLQ Teams. This is very similar to, I mean, it's the same as how it's done in basketball with the All-NBA teams, where we're going to go through a full 7-player snitch on pitch lineup, and give a full starting line that obeys gender rule, and we'll have a first team and a second team, kind of like all-star teams, but just kind of ranking who's the best and second best players in their positions across all the league. I think the easiest way to do this is let's just start like with one position group, and then we'll go from there. So talking about, well, yeah, okay. Let's start with chasers, and let's start with. I think let's go in reverse order here because I think y'all just do 2 lines of players.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with first place then, and we'll go to second place. But give me your first place chasers.
All 4?
Sure, why not? Because that'll be better actually, because then it will we can make that obey gender rule. Let's do that.
All right. My first team chasers were Leo Freed, Athena Mayer, Molly Potter, and Nathan Dickman.
Nice. Yeah, I actually had the same, except for Digman was Hayden boys instead. So I had Molly, Athena, Leo, and Hayden.
I had Molly, Athena, Leo, and Digman. So I'm the same as Ashton.
Wow. See, I'm not gonna lie. I just see Hayden as like a more like I don't know, just a more like creates offense player. Like I don't know, just a more creative version of Digman, I guess. That's what I'm
Sure.
trying to say.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It was just hard for me to put him like with only one game of film.
That makes sense.
And that was the hardest thing for me with all of these. Is like, because realistically, San Antonio could fill up this entire list.
Sure. I mean, you could say that about any of the top teams, really. But okay, well, unanimous for 3 of the players on All-MLQ first team.
And then pretty almost unanimous for Digman. 2 out of 3.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm assuming is Digman second on your list, Brandon? Or don't let me give too much away, but let's start with the second on Chasers.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I thought of it in a completely different light of the second line.
What did you do?
Or like the first one was more like you can't argue, and the second one's like very good players. I would like to see them make this list.
I gotcha. Sure. Okay, well, do that then.
So I put Joe Lombardi, Ethan Dillon, Jade Gray, and Gwen Pratt. So like a lot smaller line than the first one, but very good players still.
Okay.
Can confirm none of them made my list. But
One of them
yeah.
made my list.
I kind of wanted my first one. I was like, what would everybody accept, right? And then my second one was like, well, this is what I would want.
I gotcha. No, that's a fair way of doing it. Ashton, go ahead. Let's hear your second.
yeah, my second line was Kennedy Murphy, Lauren Smith, Ryan Mejio, and David Avila.
Dang, that's pretty good.
You said Smith, Murphy, Avila. You said Mejio was the other one?
Yep.
That's a pretty good list. I ended up going for Murphy, Morella, David, and Ethan Dillon.
Nice.
I'm not. How are we going to do these? Were there any players we said twice? We said Ethan twice.
I said Ethan on mine.
We said Murphy twice. I think we said David twice. So I think we said 3 players twice, and we have to argue about 5 other ones.
Oh,
So what? So Digman goes to the first team.
We have Dylan, Murphy, and David. Sorry, wait, hold on. David, Ethan, and Kennedy Murphy all make second team, and we need one more player for second team.
Well, would Hayden get the nod over Dylan just because he got a first team vote?
Oh, you did. That's true. That's a good point.
well, but I put Dylan as, in my mind, he's a white headband.
I don't
Not
care
agree.
about the positions. I'll be honest.
I wasn't right.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's just
caring about
y'all
people who
suck.
score the quad ball.
Yes, I did.
Any person on either of my lists wear the green.
Well,
you're gonna lose
let me ask
because of
you,
that.
Brandon, would you put Ethan as in on your second team,
Over Hayden.
or would you put him on a third team? Let me pose it to you that way.
I think I'd probably put him on third. Oh, and let Hayden take that second place.
I got you. Ashton, would you put Hayden on third if you had that capability?
Hayden would be second.
Okay, if that's the we're gonna give it to Hayden then, if that's the case.
All right.
But Ethan Dillon is first man out. We'll say.
No.
I know. I could do what I want. It's my video, but I'm a man of the people.
There you go. What would you want?
I
second?
voted for Ethan Dillon, so that's what I want.
Yeah. Okay. You know what, Jackson? I'm gonna stick with you. Ethan Dillon, second team.
We could just make Ethan Dillon the last chaser on second team. Call it like that.
No.
Well, then that
No,
doesn't
'cause it
obey
can't be in
general.
general. You're right.
Messed up, Ashton.
So then who's the last? Because you said Murphy is already on there.
I guess
So
it's
Jackson.
Lauren Smith. No, Lauren Smith was only said once.
Jackson, who'd you put for your second?
It was Lindsay Morella was my other.
Marilla?
Yeah, Lindsay Morella.
To be fair, Lauren Smith got a ton of MVP votes, so I think that warrants being on the second team.
Who did?
Lauren Smith.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. We're going to give it to Lauren Smith then.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I just had a terrible leg cramp just sitting down, just in the middle of
That's fun.
Oh my
Not
gosh. That's
drinking enough
awful.
water, man.
I've been drinking. You'll see it on video, but I've been drinking throughout the entire recording.
Not having enough salt, man.
Evidently not. I mean, all right. Well,
If you're listening to this, you better drink some water.
yes, but hydrate or dihydrate. All right, let's go to beaters.
All right. First team was
First team first. That's how that works.
Matt Brown and Baltimore Nunez.
Me too.
You're the same, Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay, well. I had Matt Brown. I had Nunez on my second team.
Oh, who was on the first?
Oh, it was Matt Brown.
No.
'Cause the other ones I
I
had
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yes. Oh, wait. Oh, but then I can't darn it. Well, this is where I wanted to put Ryan on my list, because Ryan was going to be my third team, but we're not doing a third team. Well, darn. I guess, okay, we'll leave it as
A
Brown
little
and
too
Nunez
late,
then.
though.
But maybe I can finagle it later. But okay, who was your second team then?
I put Colin Bourne and Lulu Zhu.
I put Ryan Shu and Lulu Shu.
Okay, I had Lulu Shu on my second team, and so we're gonna put Ryan there as well, because I want Ryan to be on here.
Fair enough.
I think that'd be a
We'll see.
great pair.
The other player I had on here was Tessa Chico, because she was on my MVP ballot as well. But
I had her on mine as like another option. She was my
Yeah.
only other option I had in mind.
So we're going with Matt Brown and Baltimore Nunez on the first team, Ryan Shu and Lulu Shu on the second team.
Very good, very good. Different
All right,
last
and-
names.
Sorry?
Nothing.
You said last names?
No, I was saying they have different last names. They're not spelled the same, but they
Not spelled
sound the same, I believe.
And
Very
for Seeker, first team Seeker?
Joe. Oh. Yeah, I had Joe, then Mo.
I had it the
hold
other
on,
way.
what order? Who's first?
Figured.
You had Joe first?
I had Joe first, Ashton had Mo first, and then he had Joe second, and I had Mo second.
Joe and Mo.
I ended up putting Mo first and then Joe second.
Oh, there we go. Hey, that one was pretty easy.
Maybe after
See, for
games,
me, I
can-
mean, aura matters there. You know,
That's
that's
true.
kind of
Fair.
You're not
And
wrong.
recency bias.
well. It's just the clutch factor, right? Like, you know, Joe showed up, got them to the furthest they've ever made it. Mo didn't show up, and they lost in the final.
Fair enough. But last time Mo was on their final team, they won.
New York also went to the
Anyways.
finals and Minneapolis didn't.
Y'all are Glazers, bro.
Mo had more
Yeah.
flag catches than Joe.
Mo
Once
was
again,
so,
I
Mo was
say
so
I'm talking
good.
about clutch factor. All right, I'm not talking about Mo getting 5 catches against Ottawa. Okay,
New York didn't play Ottawa. Gotcha.
no.
Killed your argument.
He said, "Gotcha." Whatever.
I could. Those are really 1A and 1B in my mind, I think, but
Yeah, for
I
sure.
ended up giving it to Mo.
I respect
So our
it.
all MLQ first team, I'm going to do it the whole way down. It's Leo Freed, Athena Mayer, Molly Potter, Nathan Digman, Matt Brown, Baltimore Nunez, and Mo Hagag. Second team, Ethan Dillon, Lauren Smith, Kennedy Murphy, David Avila, Ryan Shu, Lulu Shu, and Joe Goulet.
Dude, that sounds like a real first and second all team line.
Bro, I'm telling you, we need MLQ All Stars needs to be a thing at champs.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Tell me that wouldn't be sick.
Yeah,
I can't tell you that because it would.
that'd be cool. Like add it to like Monday festivities.
Yeah,
We
make
do
Monday more
all
of an
the
event.
things.
Yeah.
Like take back the pitch, all-star game, and we do like a skills challenge all in the same day.
Skills challenge would be cool as well. Yeah, that'd be fun. Well, that brings us to the end of our 2025 award show. Thank y'all so much for going through the voting process, talking about this with me. It's great to have y'all on.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for watching the 2025 award show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure there'll be another video soon enough, but tell us how wrong we are about our picks. And thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of Snapshot. I will definitely be bringing this one back for next season. And until next time, that's all from me, Jackson Vaughn, signing off.